You have learned to be insanely intuitive and use that as a tool in your business. But what you don't realize is how much you are masking your intuition actually for the fear of why you are not taking your business as far as you really want to take it. And we're here to talk about it. Now, let me just say, I am all about being embodied, intuitive, connected to who you are and what you want to build. But a lot of people have confused spirituality, intuition, masking really fear of actually moving forward and taking those bigger leaps in your business, actually being seen, actually feeling like you might fail publicly and someone's going to see it. And your intuition is very kindly directing you in a direction away from it. So I'm always here to keep it straight, keep it real, and reveal the truth so that you can ultimately live out your wealthy life. Because at the end of the day, I care about that more than anything. And I will say, as someone who grew up with 2 coaches as parents, you can say embodiment, movement work, somatic work, spirituality was what I lived and breathed. But there was also discernment in it. And I think that a lot of times what I've seen is so many incredible women make intuitive decisions from a dysregulated nervous system state, aka fear is driving their intuitive insights. And so it's not actually really intuition. It's a dysregulation of using spiritual knowledge to actually avoid your fear of why you are not moving at the rate that you actually want in your business. So let's get really honest. Number 1, where do you actually want more in your business right now and you're not owning it? You want to make more money. You want more clients. You want things to feel easier for yourself. You want to raise your prices. This exactly came out of one of my Wealthy Woman sessions where one of my clients kept going back and forth on what she wanted, raising her prices, changing her rates. Her first launch, she freaking killed it. She got 17 women into her first program. Her second, she moved it all around. And one of the biggest things that I've been guiding her through, and this is where this conversation was really inspired by, is where she was using her intuition, what she was calling intuitive guidance, but it was actually masking a deeper fear of feeling like she might not be successful. People might be unhappy. She might be seen in raising her prices and not deliver at the rate that she feels like she has to. And it came from a more historic time for her in her business. And what I did is I took her through a process of how she could really get to the truth of it so that she could make an informed strategic business decision from true intuition, not actually from her fear body. Because here's the thing, in business naturally, we typically will have many fears in business. Fear of people actually seeing us fail publicly, because whenever you do anything out there in the world, people are watching. Fear of actually saying you're going for this and not actually hitting it, another form of failure. Fear of doing something and someone being unhappy, a client, whatever it is, and then you having to deal with that on the other side. And fear of, and when we don't talk a lot about it, but actually going for what you actually want and what that means that you will have to let go of. And a lot of times, 90% of what actually stops you in business isn't the skill, isn't necessarily steps. You know what you need to do, but you're actually having fear about making the decisions, setting the boundaries, raising the prices, changing the structure of your offer, changing the way you sell, because you are so afraid of something. At the end of the day, when you learn to master how to somatically be with fear and not let it drive, you literally can do anything in your business. It's absolutely incredible. But I really wanted to speak to this point because I think a lot of times we can use intuition and our spiritual connection really as a mask for our fear. And we say our intuition is telling us this, but when it's coming from a state of already being dysregulated, already being in our fear body, which is what dysregulation is, then the intuitive guidance is actually coming from fear, not true intuitive guidance. And this is why actually to tap into your intuition, actually to tap into the downloads that you want coming through, starts with first your own nervous system state and your own somatic safety. If you are not in a place of somatic safety inside of your body, if you are not in a place of pure regulation, of internal safety, no matter what's happening externally, it doesn't matter what downloads come through, they're not actually truth. And one way of how you can ask yourself this is to really ask yourself the insight, the download, whatever it may be, is, am I trying to avoid anything? Am I trying to avoid anything? And sit with that question. Really sit with it. And you can even do it right now. what are you trying to avoid right now in the business? What are you trying to avoid people seeing, people hearing, or yourself? Because a lot of times the hesitation, the procrastination, the working more than you need to be working is a lot of times you trying to run away from fear. Because here's the thing that I wish wasn't true, but it is. Anything that is absolutely incredible requires you hitting into a big level of fear. And because business is constantly stepping into the unknown, and a lot of times the unknown can be very scary. And we love to glob onto this idea of certainty, but certainty does not exist in anything. And I can tell you, as someone who has hit really high income numbers, even every time that I've hit an over 400K year, you still have the next year of, all right, are we going to hit it? Are we going to hit it more? Are we going to hit it more in alignment with who we are in our life? And you always have to deal with that in business. You have to deal with the unknown. You have to deal with, there's going to be a level of fear. But the thing is, when you learn somatic safety with business building, you learn how to not let fear ever drive your business decisions. And that is really where your real power lives, as really understanding the state of being and the somatic safety in yourself. And that's why getting honest about what are you trying to avoid is huge. Because here's the thing, and let's bring it back to my client. My client could build an entire business model based off of her intuitive hit, which her intuitive hit was a more low ticket membership, was where she's giving a lot of her one-on-one time at a much lower rate. And this is why I really question everything that she was hearing for herself. Because she said, I really want a certain lifestyle. I want to be able to make a certain amount of money. And I kept pushing back on what you're saying is your intuition is giving you actually less of the freedom that you say you really want. And so as a mentor, I'm never here to tell someone what to do with their business, but I'm here to ask the questions to make sure that they are making decisions from truth, not from fear. I will 100% support every client through whatever it is that they're doing and going through, but not if it's being driven from fear. Because if I can feel that fear is driving your decisions, that does not serve you. And that's why having a mentor outside of you is so important when you are building a business. And so this is where what we got to is she realized how much it was her fear driving her prices, driving the way she was doing it, because she was so scared. And so that's why the first thing we did is we went through a somatic safety practice where she had to stop putting her safety in the outside. So a few things that can happen a lot of times in business is that we start to anchor our safety in income numbers, in clients, in re-enrolls, in engagement. But the reason why this is a very dangerous way to run your business from is because what happens is then when it goes up, you're going to feel great. When it goes down, you're not going to feel great. When the sales are coming in during launch, you're going to feel amazing. When it goes down, you're going to slow down. And the true success to business is about steadiness and consistency. And the biggest way that you can stay steady and consistent in business is actually the ability to create true somatic safety, which means I'm safe inside of myself no matter what. I'm not operating and making decisions from fear. I'm not reacting to what's happening externally. And what happens externally does not dictate my internal experience. Really, this is freedom. This is true freedom. And not only does this apply to business, this changes the way you do your entire life. I cannot recommend this enough of how powerful this is. Because I will tell you, I've hit milestones in my business. Just even last month of hitting a 68K month. And it was great. It was like, cool. But exactly what I just said. It was great. It was cool. It's not this huge high. I'm not buying myself a Louis Vuitton bag and going, wow, this is amazing. Why? The truth is, it's neutral. Great. I made money. Great. If money wasn't there, it's neutral. I have trained my nervous system to not react to the outside. Now, do I get excited and am I proud of myself? What I'm most proud of is that I did that while working 2 days a week in January. That is what I'm most proud of. But the truth of the matter is I don't go high, but I also don't go low. And the reason being is because my safety is not in the results, it's in myself. And so this is how we actually create somatic safety in ourselves. And then when we tap into our intuition, our intuitive guidance, our downloads, it comes from true intuitive guidance, not fear-driven guidance, which I see happen so much of the time, is using spirituality as a mask for fear, as a, I don't want to be on social media, as a, I don't want to do that. I got this intuitive hit not to do this offer. When really you're just freaking scared that someone's going to see you fail, because there is no guarantee. And that's why your guarantee, your safety cannot be in the results, cannot be in the outcome. It has to be in you. So before I walk you through the somatic safety process, what I want you to know is that this all came from a moment in my life when I realized that I was operating from so much fear. I really wanted my now husband 10 years ago to propose to me. You know, that typical younger age self where you really want that person to propose to you. And I was so hungry. I was so attached to wanting him to propose that it was kind of making me crazy. And it was almost creating conflict in the relationship instead of a time of love and ease and flow. And so instead, I made a commitment to myself during a goals and intention setting workshop that my brothers made. And I said, I want to create a home inside of myself that I never need to leave, that I always have myself. And that has been my pillar through everything. And I truly want to say it's given me ultimate freedom in business, but also in life, because I never feel like I need anybody in my life. Truthfully, as much as it would make me devastated if anybody left my life, and I would be so sad if I didn't have anyone in my life, I know I'd be okay. And I know that my safety is not in my husband, my mom, my child, my friends, my family, my business. It's in me. And that is the most empowering thing we can do. And then what it actually allows you to do is it allows you to move with ultimate freedom, because you're not needing anything externally. And therefore, then we can play big. We can go for the things. We can put the offer out. We're not afraid of how people are going to respond. And that's really, 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 really important. So this is how we create somatic safety. Number one is actually acknowledging first where you feel that you are outsourcing, where you feel that you're avoiding and trying to get away from anything that you're experiencing or any fear that you're having. And just notice it, right? One of the biggest way to actually creating catalysts of change is not judging anything, just a pure neutral observation. We all do this. It's literally your human wiring, and it's healthy and it's normal. The second thing you want to do is you want to first notice where in your body you kind of feel that fear body. You feel that fear, tension, uneasiness, anything in your body. And I want you to do this with me right now and locate, where do you feel it in your body right now? And can you just bring your attention, and I want to encourage you to close your eyes, and you can bring your attention to it. Close your eyes and just breathe into wherever you might feel that right now in your body. And then what I want you to do is I want you to think of something that really calls and allows you to come and source a sense of love. It could be someone, it could be something, it can be a moment, but a moment that allows you to really source the feeling, the sensation of love. It could be a parent, it could be a partner, whatever it may be. And I just want you to breathe in your body, and I want you to feel what that feels like, and feel where can you feel that sense of warmth and that sense of love inside of you. And imagine that person or that thing just with you, just hugging you, around you, with you. And let your body, let that start to spread through your whole body so that you're feeling this sense of somatic safety and breathing into your whole body, allowing it to just be there. And I want you to feel what is truth when you're coming from love. What is actually true in this moment right now in your business, and see what wants to come through. And keep breathing in your body and feel that safety, that love in your body. And you can call to mind something you want clarity with in the business right now. And ask yourself, if I'm not operating from fear, if I believe in myself that I can do anything, I can create anything, what do I really want with this situation? And I just want you to pause this and see what comes through and just speak it out loud. What do you really want? And breathe it in your body and feel this anchor in your body after you say whatever it is, and open to that. This is what truth feels like. This is what safety feels like. It feels like this. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And that's just a 2-minute process that you can lengthen, that you can take time in, and to really feel this is how we create somatic safety. This is where we operate our businesses from. And this is how you make informed business decisions that are for your highest benefit, not fear-driven. And this is why this is such a massive part of Wealthy Woman, is making sure everything we do from your business is from a regulated state, is from an embodied state, is not just fear driving you, is not just intuition, but really is truth. Because what I know to be true is that you are here to do incredible things. And if you don't create the somatic safety every single day, if you don't let that be your baseline, then you are stopping yourself from what is actually really possible. So if you want to actually get guidance of how do you run your business from here, this is the work we do together.